Home sellers exposed. Hey everybody, Scott Walters, buckle up, strap in. We got a hard-hitting pull, no punches, no sugarcoating it, no rainbows, no sunshine. I'm just going to give it to you and give it to you straight. We got a good one to unpackage today. Who's ready to do a little seller whistleblowing? If you're new, please subscribe. Subscribe right away. Never been a more important time in history to get centered and surrounded with like-minded people. Iron will sharpen iron. We're going to sharpen some iron today. One of you, a subscriber, sent something in, so we're going to go ahead and look at it together, and I'm going to hopefully shed a little light on some of the things that's currently going on in the current stalled housing market. This thing's stalling in spectacular fashion, yet so many people just refuse to acknowledge the elephant in the room, primarily real estate agents. And this is a good one today. This is a good one today because our listing is actually owned by a real estate agent. Remember early on in the show, prior to interest rate hikes, when I was here saying the dust would settle, there would be blowback, and we will pay the piper from overheating the biggest asset class in the world, the U.S. real estate market. You remember that? One of the things that used to be a common thread was all the investors are buying, which they were, buying everything up, Scott. There's not anything. Well, guess what? Guess who's in trouble now? Everybody, but investors too, and especially the industry. I remember in the last '08 bubble, I saw the exact same thing. The exact same thing. Everybody getting leveraged to the gills to go buy in a speculative bubble environment. Whew. We got issues. Even the 2008 era, we weren't contending with runaway inflation. I mean, there is so much more. I mean, and that's the other thing. I mean, so much in this bubble, so much was said. This time is different. And I'm like, the only thing that's different this time is worse. We have runaway inflation. We didn't have that in 2008. So tail end of a stimulus era, a crisis, front end of a recession. That's where we're at. The correction phase, entering into a recession phase. And if we can't stop it there, we'll enter into a deep cycle recession categorized as a depression. Boom, bust cycles. We've always had them. So even as an industry professional myself, own and operate real estate, licensed real estate agent, work biggest brokerage in the world, helping many of you as we speak. Here, letting people know anytime the market exhibits bubble behavior, there's gonna be crash risk. Anybody telling you anything other than that not only wants to sell you a house, they need to sell you a house because their own livelihood depends on it. And that's what we're gonna look at today. Subscribers sent in a property and they're like, Scott, why are these people like pulling the listing, like coming back on, even at a higher price? Like what gives? Well, I'll tell you what gives. It's desperation time, really. But yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about that, and we're going to take a look at a property and see the current health and the fitness of the sales market. And we're going to make sense of this one. We're going to raise awareness. We're going to ring the bell. We're going to sound the alarm. We're going to let people know. You want to be careful right now. There's the right and the wrong way to be in real estate. So today we're potentially going to look at somebody that got caught with just millions and millions and millions of people in the wrong way of buying at the height of the biggest bubble ever witnessed in human history that was not prepared. Insanity. So today, to drive our point home, let's jump over to an email and a property. Then we'll meet back here to wrap this one up. Let's get started. Hi, Scott. I watch your videos regularly, among a few others that you do collabs with. I had looked into buying in Bloomington, Indiana a while back. It's a college town, but also has a medical center and a few major employers for a small city in Monroe County. There are no big national builders, just local builders in the area. So there's no massive new construction hitting the market with major incentives as in other cities. What I cannot seem to understand is how the price can increase when the home did not sell at the lower price when rates were lower. It then gets taken off the market and put back on at a higher price when the rates are even higher now. And the owner is the listing agent. I don't understand. If it did not sell at a lower price and lower interest rate, why would it sell at a higher price at a higher interest rate? Plus, if it gets put back on the market at this time next year, wouldn't that mean the seller needs to sell? I always thought that motivated sellers are the ones that list between October and December, and this is a realtor listing property. Any thoughts? Thank you so much. Now let's jump into our property photos, and as we can see, this property is new construction like our subscriber mentioned. We can also see that this property is staged, trying to look like a FOMO factory to get you to fall in love with furnishings and finishes. Unfortunately for our owner, it's unoccupied, sucking air. They can only carry it for so long. Now let's go ahead and jump in to its numbers. Our property is currently stuck on the market at just under $500,000. As we can see here, it does show that our listing agent is in fact the owner. You can also see after 52 days on the market, it only has 5 saves. That's very low interest. We can see our property has an estimated mid-range value of approximately $487,000. We're currently stuck on the market at around $500,000 above its mid-range value. That's not going to incentivize anybody to race over to the property and take a look. Let's look a little further. And what we see here is exactly what results when you come on the market too high. You're now chasing the market, stuck on the market, trying to remove the listing and coming back on at a different price, doing anything you can to try to shake loose a buyer. Let's go ahead and look just a little further. If we were to give them their current stuck on the market price of just under $500,000, our approximate cost to carry with a standard amount down at today's interest rate would be around $3,300 per month. Now the true tale in the tape, does it pencil out? Our property would rent for approximately $2,800 a month. Our cost to carry would be $3,300 a month. This property could not stand on its own 2 feet as a rental, which is a big problem for me. Let's get back to the studio so we can wrap this one up. All right, friends, welcome back. Thank you to the subscriber that sent that in. I hope this video helps you. So yeah, prior to the crisis, when I was in a relatively normal real estate market, it wasn't uncommon for to have a listing, especially here in the multi-million-dollar district. A luxury home is always going to have a smaller buyer pool to pull from. Not that this was a luxury home, but it wasn't uncommon to be like, all right, let's get you on the market and let's see if we can get you an offer. Typically, you have your open house, and then a good agent. I don't know if they're doing that in this bubble, but I always did. Every time I have an open house, I record everybody that comes in. I take notes and I talk to them. What did you like about the house? What didn't you like? Anything. Are you going to be writing an offer? No offer? Just, okay, great. I gather intel. And then every open house, the following Monday, I report back to my owner. This is how many people that came through. This is some of the feedback I was able to get. No active offers. After a while, you might just go, hey, listen, why don't we just pull the listing? Let's go ahead and take you off the market for a little bit, and we'll come back on in a few months. I mean, it wasn't uncommon to do that. But what we're seeing now is something completely different. People are pulling their listing and then coming back on like the next day at a new price, sometimes a higher price, playing with the numbers. Now, investors, this was an agent-owned property, and they're stuck on the market, chasing the market. Now, me, personally, I will never sugarcoat it here, ever, ever, ever. I always tell you guys, what do I always say? You always want an agent in better shape than their clients. Our agent is probably not in better shape than their clients. We always want an agent that's willing to put your needs before their own. Most agents are script trained, objective trained to get you to buy. They don't care about your financial fitness. They don't care about your cost to carry. They don't care about any of that. They just want to make sales. That's what we're designed to do. But a good agent will set you up to win, because the way for an agent to become a winner is make your clients winners. So for me, I'll sacrifice a sale. I'd rather have a small portion of winners than a bunch of losers on my hand. No, no, no. I'm not going to sell my soul to make one more sale. So that's what we need. But the reality is this property is chasing the market. And like what I was about to say, one of the things I think you have to do right now, I mean in any market, but especially the current market, you find out who your competition is and beat them. That's all you have to do, because if you're in a stalled market with loan applications that are at an all-time low and U.S. savings rate at an all-time low and U.S. debt at an all-time high, that's not good. That's not good for any type of sales, but especially the biggest sale of people's life, a house. You got to give people a reason to get over to that house. If I come on at the upper range of its value, how many people are going to race over to see my listing? None. That's why we saw over 50 days on the market and 5 saves. And that's after they pulled the listing multiple times. And they're staged, paying for staging. They couldn't even stage the whole house. You notice how some of the rooms were staged, but some weren't. They didn't even get the whole place staged. That's bad. That's just a bad look for me. I mean, that's what I'm here for, so we can read between the lines and look between the cracks. A lot of the things most people just don't see. You guys are becoming educated, and the most educated thing of all, cost to carry versus its rent range, even if it's not going to be a rental, Scott. I don't want to be a landlord, Scott. This is my house. I just want to buy a house. Okay, fine. But you have to understand, if you're going to buy in the biggest bubble in history, you got to protect yourself. You got to pull an insurance policy for yourself. A good agent will make sure that they're doing that for you. This house doesn't pencil out. You would be upside down. And as property values, what are they more at risk of right now? What's the percentage of likelihood prices go up versus prices go down? Well, based on the things we've talked about today, of course, the percentage of likelihood is prices will continue to go down. So the last thing you can do, the only thing I believe you can do, because when you buy isn't as important as how you buy. If your cost to carry is under its rent range, you're like, let it crash. I don't care. Renter goes in and makes my payment, which is fine. I don't care what prices do as long as my property can stand on its own 2 feet. In final thoughts, I come to you as a friend, as a content creator, as a real estate guy that wants to see you not only win in real estate, win in life. Understand the waters you're swimming in now. Shark-infested sellers. Welcome to the swimming pool. You got a big challenge on your hands. If you're an investor with a property sucking air, with unoccupied and full of staging, and you're chasing the market, you're on borrowed time. My advice, and you probably don't have this luxury because you're probably already about to take a hit. You better take your hit and take your hit quick and get off the market. Find out who your competition is and beat them and get sold, because the clock is ticking and I'm going to be here to blow the lid off it every step of the way. Because it's not only what we need, it's in fact what we deserve. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Social media links in the description of this video if you'd like to follow me there, along with links to channels I've appeared on I think you might enjoy. If you need help buying or selling real estate here in America, I have the biggest network of top-rated agents in the nation ready to assist you. It'd be our honor and our privilege to do so. Email in the description for you as well. Also, if you're watching from your television set today and you enjoyed this video, you're going to love the next video, and there's an easy subscribe icon for your convenience. As always, thank you for your time. Please go make it count today. I'll see you on the next video.